And it's going to go right on after this, right?
Just tap it.
The Rabble?
The blue. Hey, good evening, everybody.
What's up?
Good evening.
What's happening? They go Amir down there, look like he in the park somewhere.
Hey,
Sandra, I don't know why you done went dark on us.
I know. Hey, Jamal, you trying to get what football team you trying to join?
For the new Woodville Tonkin football team.
Hey, okay, all right.
You mean you gonna play for the West Savannah Whippers? That's the only team you might make in football. You ever heard of the Whippers?
Oh yeah, we know about the Whippers.
Julius was if I'm not mistaken, third string. I'm
That's
serious.
damn lie. I ain't never been third string.
You damn lie. Don't be cursing at me. And Ms. Meeks don't improve, she's gonna be unemployed real soon.
Hey, come on.
You know what?
Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
How y'all doing tonight?
We good. I'm good.
Jamal, where you at?
Yeah.
Where's Jamal?
Hey, in Woodsville.
I'm here on the east side. I'm here at Lake Mayor. I'm at Island Lake. That's owned by our county. But then see, Charlie Brown noticed also this was part of that Brown's Farm area. Brown Farm.
You're wrong. You're wrong for that. It used to be a dairy farm.
I'm just saying. But you know, also it was the prison camp too. I'm just saying. The jail camp too. I'm just saying.
Oh,
yeah.
You know, I heard rumors part of the Oglethorpe Mall was a part of the Brown Farm Corporation or whatever.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. J.C. Lewis had owned part of that property too.
Yeah.
You know the family, Curtis Lewis family.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Former Mayor Savannah and all that. So, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we had the lake walking around.
Hey,
ATR just said about life.
Out there.
Hey. That lake, that lake has some wonderful memories.
Oh.
This is not America After Dark. You can't be discussing that stuff.
Hey, I'm just saying. You know what?
This is still prime time, PG time.
I'm shaking that. The memories, man. It's hurt my head.
Well, we got a big show tonight. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Charlie, what was that you wanted to add to the discussion? Wasn't it something about
No, I was discussing with you before we actually went on, on the podcast to all the wonderful people who listen to us in Texas, Georgia, New York, California, that I'm suffering from laryngitis a little bit. I'm not planning to talk too much tonight.
Really?
Really?
Oh, okay. So you took 3 seconds out of our time just to tell lies.
That's all he did.
Ma'am, if you have a problem, don't take it out on me, please.
I'm not taking anything out on you, sir.
You need to go to anger management class or something, ma'am. You're turning on me vicious.
You know what?
Anyway, I was trying to get something on my phone here. I can't get it. We got a couple of subjects that we need to talk about. We got a couple of other guests that's coming in. I don't know whether Jimmy J gonna show up tonight, but I know Tia is coming in to announce her event that she's got this week. So she'll be in sometime tonight to announce, just to promote that event that she has. So
Jimmy J got a bad personality. He does. You ever watch him? He wear those air muffs or something. I'm a little bit afraid of him.
Because he went on America After Dark. That transformed him. He went on America After Dark.
It did.
Hey, what did y'all do to the former commissioner? What did y'all do?
Hey, all he did
wasn't like that.
Son, hey, let me tell you, all he did was he finally be himself.
How you
He finally be himself. That's what happened. That's all what happened. Look at Jamal. Jamal running wild now. He got to take my show.
So you saying the Q is coming out on him? The Q is coming out of him?
Hey, you too, Sonya. When you on my show, you just Lord have mercy.
I'm me all the time. I'm me all the time.
Hey, last time we was on the show, you were so quiet. I thought you were asleep.
Well,
hey, Jamal got his own episode on his own scene on it called Nut Juice.
Nut Juice.
That's it.
I'm drinking a form of nut juice right now.
And y'all want to have something real funny? I just figured out what nut juice might be. I'm a little bit slow.
I was Googling it.
Somebody asked it's my concoction. It's my own concoction. I got various concoctions for it. There is perfect.
Yeah. You know where he got it from? He got it from that water right out there, the Lake Mayor. It had a lot of nuts in it, trust me.
Probably so.
We go all over to get it. We get it from the lake, the pond, the river, the creek, the marsh, the ocean. We go wherever. Yeah.
All right.
See,
all right.
And if you had told me, I would have been in South Florida last week too. But Bernard didn't want nobody to go because, again, it was all about prejudicial stuff. It's all tied to them Tonkin people. But I'm going to leave that alone. That's for another day.
You can't say that because I was not there.
Hey, I got something for you Friday tomorrow. I got something for you Friday.
We got one for you. Hey, Bernard, we're going to take him on our boys' trip to Miami.
That's where he need to go.
Yeah.
That's where he need to go.
Hey, first of all, are y'all going to take Jamal on the boys' trip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an official member now.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I personally don't want to go on an all boys trip. I want to go on an all girls trip.
Hey,
Son, once you put on one and let me go,
what you gonna do?
Show you. I'll show you.
Hey,
my girls don't want you.
You gonna flee?
That's the big
All I'm
chocolate
gonna say
mom.
to you. All I'm gonna say to you, son, to McKenzie, you watch that all right? They say.
You know what?
Gotta get
this is not Savannah After Dark. So
no, people don't know what I'm doing. I was showing Julius my hurt arm, Dad. I hurt my arm a little bit.
Hey,
okay.
son, that's catching. That's catching right there. Savannah After Dark, you might get that one.
Because it's all night long. It's all night long.
Whatever.
Yeah. Savannah After Dark all night long.
All
until you fall asleep.
Hey, y'all, we gonna start the show, but after 5 minutes, what? Julius, after 5 minutes. All right, Julius, you can start the show anytime you want.
Start the show, Julius, please.
Go ahead,
Julius. Start the show.
Because you would have mooted me by now. You would have mooted me.
I'm going to moot you. Anyway, we got a couple of guests coming. I believe RG Bryant, he going to pop on. I believe Jimmy Jam might come. And then we got Tia Brightwell. She's going to be promoting her event that she has coming up. I believe it's this weekend. So she'll be doing that. Our first subject tonight is serial killers in Savannah, Georgia. Serial killers in Savannah, Georgia.
I'm surprised when you do. I noticed the agenda that was on there, and I didn't even realize it. I'm not saying I was under a rock or anything like that, but they have murder here and murder there. But I just didn't equate it to one person, doing a bunch of the killings. So
yeah, it's it was 3 guys that they arrested for the triple slaying for 6 years ago, and one of those people killed was my nephew. Over on North 36th Street 6 years ago.
I'm sorry they had that. I wonder you got any relatives left in Savannah. The way your relatives died and get picked off. Not being mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, Mr. Charlie, you're being mean. You're being mean.
I'm just saying because he go to a funeral once a week, and now he's saying several of his relatives.
People get killed every day. People. COVID is serious. COVID is real serious. So you go to a funeral every week. People get old. I'm at that age now where the people that I used to look up to, they in that 70s, 90s. You
are old. You are old.
I just look good. I look good for my age. That's all.
I didn't want y'all to get the impression I was making
insensitive.
I was making a little humor out of it, but at the same time, because every week he called me, he talked to me, he said, Charlie, Friday I'm going to a funeral, Saturday I'm going to a funeral, and now he's telling about this serial killer. He's saying several of his relatives got bumped up.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't say that. I got it mixed up then. I apologize.
It's a little bit more serious than that, Charlie. That's not what you joke about. You don't joke about
I got it mixed up then.
Yeah. But anyway, what is it, Bernard?
Go ahead. On a serious note too now, and people don't know about it, it's a serial killer in Atlanta. Don't kill people. Don't kill 4 people.
What my question is this. When they caught him, y'all know I always want to know. Do they look like us? Or
no, these are brothers here.
Nah.
Yeah, these are brothers here. These 3 guys, they're the ones that killed my nephew. They killed 3 guys and 3 people in the house at the same time on Northeast 36th Street. The reason we're calling them serial killers is because one of the guys is tied to 12 murders.
Wow.
12 murders.
And that's what we need to be talking about, discussing that, because that is serious. So we have that pathological behavior going on in our community, and people don't go and address it. We say nothing about it, and we be quiet about it. So we got to now empower the people to address it.
We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it because, see, we have adapted and adopted behaviors of the slave masters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we got to figure out, first of all, how do we get back to us? You know, I know that we have been we've been hurt, we've been defamed, we've been all kind of things in this United States of America. But how do we get back to us where we had a sense of pride in self and we had a sense of community, and we didn't just let any old body into our communities, not even us, come in and hurt us?
Yeah.
When do we get to that point?
You're right. You know what?
We have adapted.
It's like this here. First of all, to be honest, you know, because I'm in real form tonight. I trust me. First of all, like this here, we got to respect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know what that saying with Malcolm X to say, we didn't land on planet rock land on ice. Okay, we got to respect ourselves. Okay, we go around. This what pissed me off is this, because I'm ready tonight. This what pisses me off. We go around, right, and we talk about this and we talk about that and we talk about, but we don't talk about it to the right people. And the right people is talking to us. Before we gonna have change, we got to change within ourselves. We got to stop saying that people doing us this way, doing us that way. We're doing the same damn thing to ourselves. Period.
Right. You're right. But we'll march. We'll go out there and march in the heat, in the rain, whatever, if somebody else does it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not marching when we're doing it to self. And that's what the hell we need to start damn talking about.
I think in my opinion, the key is that what we see, uncles, brothers, cousins, if they're wrong, they do. We need to make them accountable. We need to report it, turn it in, and we cannot give them carte blanche on it. We cannot just let them walk away. But sometimes it get real difficult because the whites have persecuted us when we was innocent a lot of times. And that's what we sometimes face. But at the same time, if we know what's going on, we must stop worrying about snitches get stitches. And we got to report this, because if you don't, it's going to continue to do what's happening now. We must make them accountable.
Yeah.
I want to throw a couple of things out there, and we're correct in all of it. I'll say I agree with you all. and some other things. I tell folks, we've accepted the mores and adapted to the mores of other people, not our own mores. And I ask this question to people at times and just throw it out there. I say, who controls the Black community? And a lot of time when I say this to Black folks, they're going to say that I said, no, the media controls the Black community. The media dictates to us how we function, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, so people begin to buy into it. So we can have misguided Black folks who are now, from television to music to song to entertainment to athletics to politics, all that, they now begin to share things that are detrimental to us in general. And with regards to that being detrimental, we then begin to accept it. Then we treat it as if it's the norm. Just like when we use certain language that's derogatory to us, we go with it. When at one time, some of us were not embracing that, but we follow what the media says. So that's on one end. And so we adapt to them. And so it's like Charlie, he's throwing out there, we now follow up. And then so that goes to Chandra saying that now being a creature has been created by people. But then also go to the two. When certain people don't respect your humanity, they don't throw it out there because now Julius called it a serial killers. Imagine if the public had been told this by the local law enforcement. If they had said it was a serial killer in Savannah, then guess what? Some people would have been out there saying, we need to look out for this person, look out for these people. But they don't value our own lives, so it didn't matter to us. See, so that's when, again, when it comes down to how do we respect ourselves with regards to your own police department didn't even treat it if it's a serial killer. Because anytime it's happening, we just think it's just wanton violence. When I'm like saying, no, as Julia put it out there so correctly, this is systematic, done by some people. And guess what? Does Savannah Police Department or Chatham County Police Department say anything about it? No, they never said anything about it at all. So then it was just Black folks killing Black folks. So that's why I'm saying It's more than just us. We got a system that we got to address on all of this.
That's correct. That's absolutely correct.
You're right.
When you kill 12 people, you are a serial killer. Bernard just said that they had one in Atlanta and he only killed 3 or 4 people so far. These cats killed 9 together.
Yeah.
And one of them is responsible for 12. And the police know that he was doing it and couldn't arrest him. This is made for TV.
But now, I'm going to say this right here. If it had been Caucasians that were being killed like that, they would have said it was a serial killer. They would have been valuing their lives, and our lives don't get valued. That's why I'm saying, so Black folks, we don't value our lives, and we don't even hold the people accountable to value our lives also. So that's why now we get caught up into this trap. And I'm like saying, I don't put the blame on Black folks like that. I put it on the system also, that we all got to now come together and address it. We got to address them squarely about this. If it had been Caucasians, just like it goes back to Ricky Tibbetts, when that Caucasian gets killed over there in Ozzie Park, oh yeah, they put some pressure. But before, they weren't concerned about the bodies that were found in Tatumville, the bodies that were all over, that were Black bodies. So we got to now let people understand, Black life gotta matter, because we say the faddish phrases, but we don't believe it. We go along with whatever the fad is. I'm like, you gotta be real about this.
Right.
Boy, you better high five. You better.
I got my wrong glasses on, so now like bam.
Hey, touchdown. Jamal, touchdown.
Yeah. Touchdown. Because I mean, when we were dying in the streets, when they were just finding our bodies here and there, even that young boy that was killed down there closer to Brunswick, Ahmad, about a year ago, it was just like, if they would have never put pressure on the community, if they would have never put pressure, those 2 white men would have never been brought into justice, because everybody let their asses off, But Yet and still, Ricky is sitting in there. You know, I mean, was what he did wrong? Yes. But they would have found a way, had Ricky been Bobby, to lessen his damn his sentence.
What you say, Dr. Bryant? You're the criminalist on the panel.
I'm not a criminalist.
I thought that was your special.
I think, hey, let me tell you something. Anytime you got brother Terrell on the line, I ain't got to talk. Brother Terrell lines it right up. He's exactly right. We don't do a good job as a community of one supporting one another. It's so interesting to me, and I'm going to back it up a little bit, Terrell, if I could. It's interesting to me that if we do well in our community, and this is an issue in Savannah, so if I step on toes, go to the doctor and get them fixed. But anyway.
Hello. Go ahead.
In Savannah, we got to get this crab in the barrel mentality. Don't leave now, Terrell. I'm trying to support you, bro. But we don't support our community well. What I mean by that is, you look at other ethnicities, races, however you want to define it, and they have generational wealth. They shop in their communities. They have strong customer service values, all of that. We will go support somebody else, a whole stranger, before we will support our own community. And God forbid I get something that you think you should have or you don't have it, or my blessing came from God a day before yours. You're going to make sure you don't support that and you don't celebrate that with me. We've got to get beyond that, folks. But as I said in another show, this is a result of slavery. It is a result of slavery. When the slave owner would, we talk about black fathers in the home. That's not something that just magically happened. This is what the slave masters do, remove black fathers from the home. And so this is a cyclical thing. So anyway, long story short is, if we don't learn to support one another, we will always be controlled by other races, ethnicities, by the media, by capitalism. How many beauty supply stores are owned by us? Think about it. But guess what? We'll shop them quickly. How many liquor stores are owned by us?
I can't get to damn the unmute quick enough.
But you see what I'm saying? But then hold on. But then we'll also let the media tell us something about somebody else. But God forbid one of us get in trouble. Oh, we all in then. We all in. Did you hear about such and such? Did you know what such and such did? Oh, we can celebrate the misery, but we can't celebrate the success. We got to start supporting ourselves, and that's why we got what we got now.
And then my problem is that they can come set up shop in our communities, treat us like shit, and still get our money and still get all the grants, all the loans, all the everything, SBA, everything, but they tell us that, oh, well, y'all are not doing enough. No, we are not boycotting enough.
It ain't that, Sean. It's this. Remember, let me back up. Let me tell you what Trump said. Let me tell you what Trump said, and it equates to this. Trump said, if I ever ran for president, it'll be a Republican because they're stupid enough to go with it. And that's the mentality that these other folks have. If I go set up shop in a black community, they're stupid enough to come shop with me.
Hey, you know what? I'm a piggyback. I'm gonna bring it right back where it all started from. Y'all remember back in 1980? Probably back in 1980. Black people was cutting grass. Black people was painting. Black people building houses. Black people was doing everything to build this country. And then all of a sudden, probably back in the late 80s, early 90s, what happened? The Mexican came in and eliminate all that. Now you look around, they doing everything that the black folks doing, because somehow, I guess the black folks figured, well, hey, we too big for this. Now, if you look at the Mexican got all these jobs at the end of the day.
And let me tell you, over here in Houston and Texas as a whole, the Mexicans have a classism of their own. And they treat us over here exactly like the Caucasians. and the Chinese. I promise you that.
Yeah, but
when we come into their stores and when we're up under them as they're our supervisors or whatever, they are treating us the same way as the Caucasians because they have learned from the Caucasians that African Americans, they ain't shit. Period. Okay. I'll put myself on mute.
And let me tell you something. And Daniel Blackman, shout out to you. By the way, Daniel has a show coming. I think it's tomorrow. Y'all tune in about climate. Daniel said he put out a post the other day, and I shared it about the spending capacity of Black folks. I think in Georgia. I want y'all to go look at that. How powerful it is when you understand. And Jimmy J will tell you this. When you understand the economics of it all and how all that works together, you start thinking differently. You know, and that's the part that we just don't want to get. We think it's cute and funny and all that, what you woo to have on the latest Jordans, but your ass can't go out there and vote, and you don't have a damn bit of investment, or you don't have generational wealth. Them Jordans ain't gonna do nothing for your grandkids and your great grandkids, and it certainly ain't gonna do anything for the community. Let's talk about why our neighborhoods keep getting regentrified. Because we let them. If you let me come out, Chandra, if you let me walk in your house and steal all your money and you don't do nothing about it, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep doing it.
Exactly.
That's correct. That's correct.
Exactly.
And if you've seen
telling our people, especially right now, my people have property in Nottingham and Bacon Park. And I keep telling them, do not sell your property.
That's right.
Do not sell your property. But you know what these mofos have done? They move to New York. They done moved to Atlanta. Well, oh, we live in Atlanta. We moved to Atlanta. You know, bitch.
Anyway, this is a family show.
Okay.
But no, she got hot about that one, boy.
Oh, she did.
Listen,
so what? You living in Atlanta, but they gonna take your property. They will buy your property for $60,000, and they gonna sell it to somebody for 300 or 200,000 or whatever. However, they gonna flip it. They gonna flip your property.
Yeah, but one of the things
not going to make.
One of the things that we have to
property,
also,
Black people.
Sandra, somebody else got to talk. Now. Y'all can't just take the whole show.
Go ahead, George. Go ahead, George.
All right. You know, and what we have to look at is that you can look at the areas that they want to gentrify. All you have to do is look at how they let it go down, how they let it ruin. You can look at Yamacraw.
Man.
You can look at Yamacraw and they never, you go through Yamacraw and you be saying, why this place ain't cleaned up? We're the housing authority workers. They let it go into that condition for a reason. So that they can let it fail, so they can tear it down and sell it to the rich contractors. That's what they do. I told people out here that these people will, even for land that they want in the Black communities out here, they will let the ditches clog up. That's what they have let happen. They let the ditches clog up for a reason. You clog the ditches up, that means that the water has nowhere to go but in your house. And when the water go in your house, what you got to do then? Condemn the house. Then you move out. Then what they do? They come in and buy your land. It's a
Let me tell y'all that. I didn't realize this until now. I had to pick up my cousin that went through Yamacraw and I looked at it. 50% of the apartments over there are not occupied. Let's just start there. But then I went right by the Catholic cemetery. If y'all go over on Wheaton Street, where they built this beautiful new high school by Blackshear. Behind that, if you go down a little further, they're building this apartment complex. I think it's for elderly folks. They're getting ready to do all on Wheaton Street. Right. Look, everything north of the Truman Parkway, they getting ready to wipe that out. So if you on the east side, they're coming for you too.
Oh. And if you look at it, if you look at politics, you look at power, it all equates to economics. I'm telling you, it is about economics. You got to know how the game is played, and you got to jump in and play it. Do not just sell your property, please, because it's about economics at the end of the day.
You're right. You know what? I've been going from Savannah probably maybe close to 30-something years. So I wanted to know, get some update about Savannah. So I called my god brother, and y'all may know him. My god brother, my big brother. Y'all know Gregory Sanders?
Yes.
So
Big Greg.
Big Greg. We call him Heavy. So I called him, right? And I tried to, wanted to get on with my show and everything, but I called him and we talked for 2 hours. And what he was telling me and what he broke down about just Savannah period, it blew me away. I'm telling you. And everything he said was real and was the truth. Like, if you sit down and listen to him, man, everything we talking about right now is damn near on point what he was telling me. Economic, the way it's going to Savannah. The bottom line is, if you ain't got no damn money, you might as well shut up. Because they gonna do, but what he was telling me this, until we as black people get to a point and say enough is enough, then we're gonna always come. You got some of these people who's running for office and this and that. They talk a good game, but at the end of the day, what you gonna do? And I said this on Facebook the other day. We got to start, before we vote, we got to start, whoever we gonna vote for, why don't you ask them this? What the hell are you gonna do for me? Before you vote for them, what you gonna do for me?
And wait for the non-lie.
It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that. I'm about to talk about Teresa Front, bro. It's like, let me give an example. No, let me give an example. If you're going to elect somebody in a seat, when you know for the last 8 years they haven't done a thing, why would you put them back in the game?
Hello.
That part, Julius.
If LeBron James ain't scoring tonight, the Lakers gonna bench him. Right. So I don't know. The thing with Savannah going, and I love my people, I love my city, but we gotta stop with this mess about. I have to fuss with my dad about this all the time. Just because a person show up don't mean they good at what they doing. They just showing up.
Hello. Say it again. Say it again, Brian.
Yeah.
Say it again.
You're right.
Charlie Brown show up all the time.
You see how he leaned back in his goddamn chair?
Hey, you're right, man. You got a lot of people in Savannah, a lot of people everywhere, black people, man. They're just scared to talk. They're just scared to rattle.
And one of the problems is they don't want to.
Because of the slave mentality.
Slave mentality.
The slave mentality.
That is absolutely correct. They don't want to get involved.
The old school don't like to rock the boat, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. I'm a little different, but I can appreciate not wanting to rock the boat.
Hey, man.
Well, one of the reason I'm not really saying that other than economics, because you guys are talking a lot of interesting conversation. I've been speaking on that for the last 2 decades.
Right.
I've been burning and running and telling people how they should do it. I said, you got to create your own wealth. And I say, the banks are not going to give you a loan. So put money up a little bit and then reinvest that money. And the reason I didn't interrupt it, I just wanted you guys to express, because I'm getting a little older and I want to have a new voice out there. And I want you guys to step up to the plate. And I hope they listen to you, because I've done what I could do, and I'm going to continue to do what I need to do. But that's one of the reasons I'm not talking as much.
Yeah. And you're right.
Can you all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to just share this because I'll be hitting these spots. Regentrification happens because of certain things. One is tied to crime, that you will not go and talk about crime or take care of crime in communities that you want to have be regentrified. That's why you want to discuss about a serial killers in a community. That's why you will write tickets to people in those communities when it comes to something as simple as street sweeping. But you will not do that in other neighborhoods. So now what happened? You ticket the poor people in those neighborhoods. So then that way, now that causes a further economic burden on them. So you're now attacking them in ways that, again, tied to crime, tied to with regards to, even I say with regards to sanitation, as Julius was saying, with regards to making sure that the water and all the flooding, you make the communities uninhabitable for people. And one of the ways you can do that is by crime. So people want to move out the community. People want to get away, or people want to have no connection. Then education. What you do, you don't do anything to support the schools that are in those communities, or you don't support the children who live in those communities. So then that way, they are always beholden to the people who are the oppressors. And that regentification is tied to oppression. It's not, I know y'all say slave mentality. It's an oppressive mentality. They take on that mindset of the oppression. Then economically, you make sure that there are no resources there economically in those communities, and you undervalue their homes. The Brookings Institute did a study on that was tied to Savannah, Charleston, Hilton Head, Jacksonville, that showed that our properties were undervalued compared to Caucasian communities right here in Savannah, Bluffton, Hilton Head. So that's, again, we know, but systematically, when you now have political leadership that's impotent, that's a part of the role. One of the best case studies when you want to look at regentification is a place called Detroit. Detroit was bad intentionally. So then that way they could not go in and buy a house for $26,000, not sell it for $1 million. The same template, the same game plan is used across the entire country. But what I tell folks, we never talk to one another. See, developers and destructionists, they talk to one another and they use the same scheme. Then also something else, transportation. That when you move your central hub for the transportation for people in the public transit to a place that, again, you don't want poor people to be seen by tourists, that's not just Savannah that happened in. That's across the entire country. They do that. And so watch our folks, we even saying, Charlie Brown, you said 20 years. We've been saying this for 30 years to people. We got to be more astute. But when you don't feel beholden, when you feel beholden to other people, because these people are the ones that have taught you. So that's why, guess what? The old guard, you know who the old guard? Y'all are the old guard. We are the old guard. We are it, because we become that. The same thing was happening, not just this year right here. It happened 20 years ago. It happened 40 years ago. It happened 50 years ago. We now got to have a new mindset altogether. And that's got to be the leadership that got to stand up, because, again, we feel beholden to them. And so all that plays a role. So now somebody in Atlanta, New York, Detroit don't want to come back to Savannah and get the property, because we tell folks, you don't sell property, you lease property. But many of us, we want to ignore that because we are biased towards, because Jamal from the same place I'm from. And so guess what? I think that I'm not anything, so he's not anything either. So that's why I can go and take Jamal's life also. So it's a myriad of stuff. And guess what? That's the same. It's happening in Africa also. Right now in the African continent, you got Africans who are selling property to Europeans, Arabs, and Asians. So that's why I'm saying it's the mindset of the oppressors, the oppressors. And so oppressed people function just like that. And that regentification is, again, a system that we all got to attack. And we got to be ever vigilant about having our own politics, our own economics, our own education, and also demanding that we be treated fairly when it comes to policing and crime and in the legal system.
I get in the mail at least 1 or 2, or sometime as 3 people want to buy my property, buy my house. Exactly. They actually want to just take it and steal it. And they use terms like, we'll pay you cash, we'll do the closing. Yeah. And also they state that if I want to stay in the house, I could stay in the house and they'll give me cash. So I turn to Miss Brown and I say, you know what's crazy as hell? I say they give me $30,000 or $40,000 for my property worth $100,000, and then I give it all back to them in rent. Then they put me out my own house.
Yeah.
Okay. Bernard, I want to say something.
But didn't that happen in Frogtown? Did that not happen in Frogtown where
Yes,
they went in, bought the property, and then said to the people, you ain't got to pay no rent. Everybody think, oh, that's cool. That's great. And then guess what they did? They didn't sell it to the Board of Education. That's why I'm saying here go. People knew what time it was. It didn't tell us anything. Oh, I need to share this. In 2004, Step Up Savannah did a report on regentrification in the city of Savannah. And here go our leadership, that the city council, they said nothing to us about it. And they named all of the neighborhoods that was being that they're seeking about regentrification. And they didn't just do it for the neighborhoods. They also talked about the commercial places too. The commercial street, Augusta Avenue, West Broad Street, Waters Avenue, East Broad, Broughton Street. They named it. And guess what? Our leadership that looked just like us, the old guard who we are, they never said anything to none of us about it. Right. And I got the report, and I've been sharing it with people. I'm like saying, and some of the names on that report are still around here right now today.
Yep.
That's something.
Still influencing.
Bernard.
Hey, but you know what? If you look at this, the black people, they raise their kids to want to be Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Gail Sayers. The white folks raise their kids to be Bill Gates, Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? That's what they raise their kids to be. The next, let's take over. They show them how to make money. They show them what's gonna last. 9 out of 10. How many kids gonna be making the NBA? How many kids gonna be making the NFL? Change your mindset. Turn your kids. Be a doctor. Be a lawyer.
Bernard, that's true, because I remember my wife telling me a story about they were at a basketball game and they were playing. The Savannah High was playing. The kids played for Savannah High, and so she was at the basketball game watching the kids play, and the cheerleader started saying, "Look at the score! Look at the score! Look at the score!" And then the other cheerleader started saying, because they were beating them by 50 points. Savannah High was beating a small little white school by 50 points. And then they started hollering back over to the Savannah High students saying, "You will work for us. You will work for us.
Wow.
You will work for us."
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
that's deep.
That's the mentality.
That's
but
deep,
and
what
with
you
that,
just said, Bernard. That is deep.
But they set the system up for them to do that. So it's not that our parents are not wanting us to go to school. Our parents want us to go to school, and they try to do it. But guess what? We get stopped. When you expelling people in the first grade, what you think you're doing? You expelling children in the first grade, the third grade? You setting up the defeat for them. So I'm like saying, no, that's not black parents not saying no. That's the Michael Jordan. I'm not talking Bernard, but that's not true. In the case with the guard, they set it up to make sure that little Jimmy Hershowitz will not get suspended from school. Look at Savannah Arts Academy. Savannah Arts Academy, if you cause a problem over there, they make sure they get you out of there, but they're going to talk about how great their scores are. Because again, the so-called problem children, they put out. They suspend our children, so that sets up the pathway for that. That's what is going on. That they systematically are doing this for them and coming. Now, I'm going to say this right here. And a bunch of them got doggone people, they get home scholarship. The same one saying, "You going to work for us?" They get home scholarship. But where does the money from home scholarship come from? Disproportionately for poor people who play the lottery.
That's
and they don't do nothing for them. And we don't even address that with them. So I'm like saying, wait a minute. So your children, you become an attorney, you become a doctor, you become a school teacher, you become all of that. But our children, you didn't put them in jail. So guess what? You put them in jail.
You know what this remind me? You know what this conversation remind me of is a great writer, a great individual named Carter G. Woodson. He said the miseducation of
the black man,
black people. And we was learning and training to be the wrong thing instead of the staple item, bricklayers, carpenters, and things of that nature. I guess all you guys done heard of him before, right?
Oh yeah,
and it's the truth.
Yeah.
But let me add it to Ray's piece.
Go ahead.
One of the things we got to stop doing too, and I'm not, call me what you want. I'm gonna say it. Stop letting white people tell you about your children. 90% of our black children are much more smarter than their peers.
Yes,
they're just
that's right.
not challenged. So if a teacher comes and talking about your child's a behavior problem, don't buy that Ritalin. Don't put them in a special ed class. Give them the next level of education because they're probably working and thinking at a grade higher than their peers.
Yes,
I can't stand when parents do that. Your child don't have a problem. They don't have a behavior issue. They're smarter than the average child in that room. But the way to get us pushed back is to say, oh, they got a problem. And that goes to what Teray says. Now you got a funnel that put them as a problem child. You want proof of that? Look at Keith Preacher Brown right here from Savannah, Georgia. Keith Preacher Brown will tell you his story every time. Yeah. He was put in a special ed class, but now is running a multi-million-dollar speaking engagement company. Our kids don't have behavior issues. We just don't put them in places where they're challenged. And then when they are smarter than the average child in the room, they get scared. So, hey.
Let me tell you, you are absolutely correct, Brian, because that's what they did to Christopher, my son. And he is right now, he's taking he's in football, but I told him, I said, I want you to focus on football, and that's fine. But I want you to focus on the next level. And my daddy was an underwater welder, and he was making $35 an hour back in the day, back in the 1970s, you know. And underwater welders now make $210 an hour.
Wow.
And he has that in his genes, okay? So I said, take something that's going to lead you to wealth, and you don't even have to take up as much college as I did. You know, you just have to use what has already been put on the inside of you. Because I sew, and Julius can tell you, I can make anything. I make cups. I make all kind of stuff. I cook. Why? Because my mother and my grandmother and my great-grandmother, my great-grandmother and my grandmother, they were slaves right off of Rosenot Hill. You know where it is, Amar. And they were off the rice plantations. And they sewed and they cooked. And nobody ever taught me a thing about sewing or cooking or making things. But I do that today. And I make money doing that. And I make money using my head. So my son already has it in him. And he's in a welding class right now. He changed his little major last year to being in a welding class. So by the time he gets out of high school here in Texas, he'll have his little certification in welding, and he can go right on the ports here and be an underwater welder. $210 an hour, making way more than my ass make. There it is. I just set up my retirement.
I'm gonna throw something else out at you also. Now, and we can go and talk about economics. We talk about economics. You can still have all the money, but you still ain't got the education to understand it. Ain't do you no good. Because I'm like saying, guess what? There's an entity that's in Savannah, Georgia, in Chatham County, Georgia, that could have stemmed some of this regentification also if they had vision and understanding, but the leadership ain't want to do it. It's called the ILA, the long shoot.
Exactly.
Guess what? Yeah. You got millions of dollars coming in these families right here. But guess what? Their mindset has not been, and people get mad about, their mindset was not about even acquiring property. And so guess what? I have people who are going to say they have back some 10, 15 years ago, they went and taught the ILA leadership and said to them, like, we ain't telling y'all what to do, but tell the folks to go acquire some property. And guess what? It was rejected. And I'm like saying, this is the very thing that I've been talking about from South Carolina down to Florida, saying this mentality right here. So guess what? They got the money, but they ain't got the mind. So that's why leadership got to have vision. And that's why I say this leadership issue is not just political. It is all areas of leadership that we have, from our churches, social organizations, economic organizations, our unions. Guess what? When you got leadership, that old school, they cause problems for us.
Torrey,
the old school cause problems for us. And we are the old school.
Torrey, I was going out to the presidents of the ILA and telling them, talk to your people about doing more than buying cars and rims, you know, and coming together and
cars, rims, and ass.
That's it. You know, tell them to build businesses together.
But you know,
you need one of those things to get up the next morning. You need one of those things to motivate you to go to work.
You know,
we're gonna talk about that Friday night, ain't it, Bernard?
It's processes that we are all guilty of in our community because we are not in the same mindset that we should be in. We're not on the same roads. We're not traveling the same roads. We're not on the same thought pattern. I remember back in the day, and it goes back to what Dr. Torrey was saying earlier, when we make it a burden on ourselves. And when I was a police officer back in the day, when Sergeant John White taught me something, if you ever look over the last 10 years I was on the police department, I probably have the lowest arrest rate for 10 years for anybody ever been on it. Because he told me it was something that I was supposed to do. That is Sergeant John White. He's still living today. He said, you are here to protect and to serve. You are not here to arrest and to cite unless you have to. He said, because you cause an undue burden on somebody that's already burdened. And when they can't pay, if they have to pay a fine that you just gave them, then how they gonna pay their light bill?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
You know, John White was a bad boy. He was, but they came up from the old school and they knew that you wasn't supposed to put this type of burden on somebody. If I put you in jail back then, you needed to go.
Yeah.
I didn't put people in there. I remember times it was times, and it was not only just black people. It was black and white people. If I could get around not putting you in jail, you didn't go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I remember having a guy at B Road in Victor Drive, dead drunk, foot on the brake, dead drunk when I pull up by him. He wouldn't move. That guy saw me 2 or 3 years later and just thanked me, and just kept thanking me. I didn't take him to jail. I parked his car and made him call a cab, and he went home.
Yeah.
I made him, but he parked right there, Dapper Park, got in the cab and went home.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't a danger.
In jail.
He wasn't a danger right there. For who then?
Should put Bernard Brown in jail. What he did to Ronald Wilson over in Garden City.
Hey.
Yeah, that was on the football field, and he was on our turf. So
that's right. That's right. Hey, but you know what?
Show you don't come over there playing with us.
That's it. You was right there in West Savannah, but you shouldn't have been there. Hey, but you know what? I'm gonna say something, right? I'm gonna tell y'all something right now, and I know I'm gonna get some slack on it, and I know people are gonna get mad, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Because the environment that I've been in for the last 24 years, and that's a sports environment. Back in the days, and y'all know if you play, back in the days, it was black girls, they will be around, watching us and praying and say, oh, he gonna be my boyfriend. Oh, he gonna be my boyfriend. Oh yeah, he gonna be my boyfriend. Way back from 80 on now. All of a sudden now, it started changing. Instead of little black girl saying, that's gonna be my boyfriend, the white girl say, That gonna be my boyfriend. They pick up the game. They know who gonna make it. They know, and that they teach them. They started teaching them that. And that's the truth. They started teaching them that. Now the little white girl said, "Oh, he gonna be my boyfriend." They catch their ass in kindergarten, middle school. I guarantee you, the 2021 NBA draft. Oh, listen now, the 2021 NBA draft, over 30 guys that got drafted was biracial kids.
That's true.
Biracial kids now. They picked up the game from the sisters and ran away with it. Period. That's what's going on around sports world now. When I was in Orlando, Florida, I swear this the truth. I have never seen that many biracial kids, family in my life. And they took something. That's what they do to black people. They take what you give them, and we give it to them, and they run with it. The sports world, the singing world, all that. Period.
Yeah, they've been stealing our culture forever.
Forever. So my question is this to y'all: when we gonna have what we need to do to stop this shit? Because that's what's happening. And instead of we taking Susan, the black Susan, and love her and take care of her because we made it, we take little Alice, the little white girl, and their family making it, and they living off some shit. Come on. I'm telling like it. If I'm getting the flack for it, then so be it. I see what I want to say.
You're telling it the way it is. And
Here,
we have been all of a sudden those economic wealth and stuff where to go to the black community or going back to the white community where it's coming from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, y'all. We got Tia Brightwell on. Hey, Tia.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
All right.
All right.
I hope y'all are doing okay.
Pull your screen down some so we can see your face.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's been a long day, y'all. It's been a long day. Listen.
All right. You good?
That's good?
Good.
You sure?
No, it went back, but that's good.
That's good, right? That's good. Yeah,
tell us about your event. We wanted to bring you on because you are so awesome out there doing all the things in the communities, mentoring our kids, giving events, signing up people to register to vote. You do it all. And so we want to make sure that anytime you got something that you come on here and share it so we can promote it. And what do you have coming up?
So I do have a fashion show coming up. I'm a little bit serious faced tonight because, I do a lot, but that don't mean nothing. At the end of the day, if we ain't got power, and that's what we lack right now is power. 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 So when I first started working for this particular call center, it is a virtual call center. That's why I decided to wear my headset tonight. I used to service Carnival Cruise. We know Carnival Cruise makes billions of dollars off of all of us because we go on cruise. The call center is based out of Florida. It is called arise.com. I've been able to hire 15 agents on my platform as a CEO over the pandemic. That means I want to add another 15 after this fashion show on Sunday. And what I love about the people that I'm surrounded around, we real. So when I reached out to some of my small business owners, when I said I have a business license, I'm struggling, I can't get no capital, I ain't got no power, the mayor done blocked me, my district alderman done blocked me, and I need y'all help. I'm just going to call it like it is today. Right?
Robert.
Right. And so I said, I need y'all. So they was like, Tia, we're going to put on a fashion show. I was like, cool, I'm with it. So Miss Barbara Harris, CNB Entertainment in Pooler, Georgia, opened up her doors. So Sunday, doors open at 6:45. Over the pandemic, I've been able to launch 2 lines of tennis shoes. Stop playing. We building power. How we gonna run for office and we ain't got no power and we still trying to get the same people to vote? We trying to get the same people to be saved from church. Come on now, y'all know I'm preaching right now.
No, you're right.
I feel good tonight.
You're right.
Yeah. So we still trying to get these same people and we need a whole new group and fresh face of people. So with my new, people like, you got a man, girl, I ain't got no man. I just love Jesus and myself. And within that, we produce a fashion show. Fashion is life. It is life. Julius Hall, you can't run for mayor if you look dingy and dirty, because we ain't gonna vote for you. Let's tell the truth.
Yeah.
All right, because we trying to help dingy and dirty people get power.
And can I cut you off?
Yeah, you can.
Don't wear them dirty tennis shoes you had on last week no more either.
Oh,
Thank you.
Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Go ahead, Tina.
Yeah. No, it's Tia. See, now tonight, Mr. Brown, you're going to get my name right because it's Tia.
I say Tia.
You call me Tina. You call me Tina, but it's okay. It's okay.
Tia, you think that bad when you said that we need to get power, POWER, he was saying after a while he gonna say, yeah, she was right. We need to get power, POWELL. That would he'll be.
Where's Jimmy J? Jimmy J, you better get on here.
Go ahead, man.
You right, Miss Pat Gunn. She would be so very proud of me standing up. My grandmother was a vocalist, a gospel vocalist here in Savannah, Georgia. So when I take power real serious, I'm serious, y'all. We don't have anything. Our kids don't have anything. Okay. My boys are in 8th grade. This is their last year in middle school. We'll be going to high school. If I don't get power, then the system gonna try to get my boys, and I refuse for that to happen, right? So the fashion show again, I'm gonna stop babbling on, Julius. Sunday night, the doors open at 6:45. The show starts at 7:15. I still have general admission tickets available for $25. I don't have any sponsorships available because today, one of my awesome sponsors, which is Sigma Graphic, said that they would complete my banner with all my sponsors, so I don't have any sponsorships available.
Well,
I do, however, have vendor spots available. I have 2 left. They are $50 for you to come in. Again, like I was saying, I will be launching 2 different lines. One is called Lady Z. That is my pink and black collection. That is a pair of tennis shoes that are designed with a live shoe company, right, online. My other shoe company that I launched is TZB. That is the call center. So she launched shoes because we sit down all day. We have headsets. We sit in chairs that I'm in. We make phone calls. So we need comfortable shoes. We need comfortable chairs.
Now, where is this going to be located? Where's the location?
Sure. So it is 1057 US Highway 80. That is the address. CNV Entertainment.
1057.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What landmarking is it close to? Could you just give me a general address?
Yes, sir.
Are
you familiar with the Fun Zone in Pooler, Georgia?
Yes.
After you pass it on your left, it'll be off on your right. The multi-purpose place will be off on your right.
I got you. So it's near the Fun Zone
in
on
Pooler,
the right hand side.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ms. Gunn, I will call you.
That'll help people identify, look what the general area. When you say 1055, 57,
57.
Highway 80, it might be a little puzzle,
Thank you, Mr. Brown. I appreciate you.
That's okay. I appreciate you as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And me and Mr. Brown will be there if Mr. Brown buy 2 tickets.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Julius, you don't have to kill me because I found your shirts for the lupus fundraiser. I found them. They was packed down, and I don't want you to kill me. I'm gonna make sure I have them.
No problem. I got it. I'll get them next time I see you, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we will support her. Put it in the private chat over there before you leave. Put it in the private chat so we can broadcast it the rest of the week on these shows, and put it on the screen on the ticker and all. And so we're going to replay this show here for tomorrow.
I want all the podcasters who listen to us tonight. Please contact her. Joey's going to run across the screen or put it up. Again, we're going to give her an opportunity to do it. I'm going to say this. I'm going to make every effort to get with Julius. If I don't, I will get with whoever I need to get with. That's 1057 Highway 80.
Yes,
it's right next to the fun zone on the right-hand side.
So across the street from the fun zone on the right-hand side.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And give any other information you need real quick.
I mean, again, I didn't come to be long with y'all, Julius. You know, I really, I appreciate the platform, you know, to speak and say what I'm saying, because we do need power. And so to this fashion show, even though we're hosting it, we're putting it on, we could not do it without the people that volunteer their time. So I want to give them some shout outs. I want to give out my sponsors that have already sponsored us. So again, Sunday night, doors open at 6:45. If Black Voters Matters has not taught Tia anything, it is I am an organizer. We're going to start on time and we're going to get out that building on time, right?
All right.
Yeah, it's a show. It's a show. So we look forward to seeing y'all. Come sit by me in VIP.
Don't forget to put it in the chat so our producer can put it up.
That's right, producer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Producer over there, Bernard.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, I ain't gonna hang with y'all too much longer. I did start before care. Please keep all teachers, administrators, and school and students in your prayer, because coronavirus is real. The Delta variant is real. We are Lysoling down. You know, before care is that 6:30 to 8:30 moment where we take kids in and until they go to the schools. So I'm just saying, pray for us, y'all. Y'all be blessed now. Thank y'all for letting me come on.
Make sure you put that in the chat.
Yes, sir. I will. I will. Good night. Blessings to y'all.
We're going to move on to our next subject. Before I get there, I wanted to show something that my wife had said. When I told you, say the kids were hollering, "You will work for us. You will work for us." She put up the other one. What was it? Yeah, they would say, "Look at the score. Look at the score." They would say, SAT scores, SAT scores. You know, they mocking you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And these were the kids were shouting back at the students. You know, so you know we gotta do better.
Julie, absolutely
as a group,
right,
sir?
You're absolutely right, because what white people do, and I say it the way I'm saying it, they teach their kids to be aggressive, and they want our kids to be obedient, and that ain't the way it should be. We want to teach our kids to be aggressive as well, saying you can do and achieve as well. I mean, damn, if we're gonna be obedient and they be aggressive, no, it's not gonna work no more.
Yeah.
It's a new day.
Hey,
our children can't be aggressive. When our children are aggressive, then they're viewed as being criminals, and then they're put out the school system. So that's why now Black
and you're absolutely right. I understand that. This is what we have to stand up, become a lobbyist, a voice for them, to let them know you cannot do this, because like you say, look at the SAT scores and all that, because their kids, they want them to be aggressive.
Yeah. Let me clear something up to the audience. Let me clear something up to the audience. Let me clear something up to our followers. And if everybody that's on this panel right now, we just discussing what's in our heart. We love everybody. I don't care what color you is. We love everybody. Okay. It's not about the white, black, green, or whatever what we talk about. What we talking about is what we live and how we grow up. So I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way that we prejudice and we talking about the white folks. No, we talking about the system that we grew up in and how we can make the system better. That's what we talking about. So we don't want nobody to take it the wrong way at the end of the day, because you got some people will take it the wrong way.
Mr. Brown, I want to thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna give you Mr. Brown. Want to share something with you. I'm not making this up. Miss Brown and I was in. When my daughter Shari was a young girl, we was in a doctor office, and this white kid, he happened to be white, was going around taking books and ripping things up and throw it away. and another little black boy got up to do the same. His mama say, no, stop it, sit down. And she taught him to be obedient. And the little young white person had the freedom to be very aggressive. So he took control. So as I guess the years went on, he said, I'm in power. And I went to an integrated school. I was a co-captain with a white player. I'll never get this. We are supposed to be best friends. The referee made a call and he said, I need a captain. I was going and he was going. And guess what he said to me? I'll never forget to this day. He said, this is important. I'll make that decision. And he went and did it. That happened to me.
Yeah.
Because he was taught to be aggressive and I was taught to be more or less obedient.
Now, what you're saying, Dr. Jamal?
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say to Brother Bernard, when he was talking to the people out there, I'm saying to anyone who want to go and say folks on the Rabble with certain things, I tell folks just like this. I tell people, you can never run to me about propaganda. That's called propaganda. Now, some people might want to embellish and run with propaganda, but with me, you can't go and say nothing about that propaganda to me. And I tell folks, black folks got to understand when they're dealing with propaganda. When propaganda comes to you, you smite it on his face because it's lies. And so, again, what people are saying, what anyone has said here is based on facts. You cannot deny it. You cannot put your head in the ground like an ostrich and try to ignore the truth, because then that's what comes into play. You didn't make policies that are not sitting on truth. So I'm throwing that out there. I'm taking it to another notch. And if somebody get mad with me, I don't care, because anybody tell you, when I speak, I'm giving you the truth.
Yeah.
You might not like it, but you got to respect it if you are sincere, you're honest. See, propagandists don't like that. So if you don't like what I'm saying, then I'm saying to you straight up, you are a propagandist. And guess what? And I will come after you, because again, I am told, truth has arrived and falsehood must perish. Falsehood by its very nature is bound to perish. So that's why I do what I do. So I tell my folks, we don't never apologize for the truth. Never, ever apologize for the truth. If they don't like it, then guess what? They're telling you that they're tied to the devil.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And run and tell that. And run and tell that.
That's what I'm talking about. Run and tell that. Because you
Hey, did y'all see Run and Tell That tonight? Y'all look, if you didn't see Run Tell That tonight, you need to go back and watch it. It's a great episode tonight. Go back and watch it. I'm going to replay it for tomorrow at 5. And this show here will probably be replayed at 6 tomorrow. But go back and watch Run Tell That.
So we talk about erectile dysfunction. And it's not just tied to the person, but it's tied to society. Because some of y'all got erectile dysfunction. Some of y'all got erectile dysfunction to stand up for the truth. That's why I say no. I stand up for the truth.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's right. Go back and watch the show. You get the full understanding of what he was talking about.
Boy, that's a strong nut juice.
All right, we on our second.
This ain't Friday night, man.
I
know it. Hey, Governor Trump is 105
medical
Guardsmen.
Y'all nasty, man.
Y'all know they need to quit. They need to quit Dr. Brain and stiffen up. Because there's no need for that.
One, see.
Hey.
That's right.
But you just said we can't go buy no ass.
Huh?
You just said we ain't allowed to buy no ass, though. But I'm just saying.
Tips in 105.
Y'all don't get me in trouble. Daddy gonna come in and put me in his damn house.
To Savannah and Brunswick. 105 medical national guardsmen to Brunswick and Savannah. But he don't want the kids to mask up. But he will send somebody in. He don't mind them getting sick, so he'll send in some help. What kind of shit is this?
And Walker are both idiots. Let's start there.
The truth will set you free.
I forgot about that idiot. Herschel Walker, they're going to throw him a football like they used to throw the basketball. They're going to throw him a football and shut him up.
Yeah. That damn.
You know they used to call Herschel, right? Walk on my dog.
Hey, Jules.
Yo.
you remember when we had a track meet and we was had a track meet with Wrightville with Herschel Walker.
Yeah, he came to Groves.
Right, and we had that.
He beat Michael Fields, Black Vernon. He beat Vernon by a hair.
And it was a good one. And that's the first time I met him or whatever, really. And only thing I seen him when we was running was his black ass feet just boom boom.
You thought he was on the scene of the life.
Man, that
movie Life.
Ooh, that dude was a bad boy. Now, only thing we seen of him now, instead of we looking at his feet, we looking at the whole Herschel Walker. I don't know what happened to this brother, but he need to run and tell that shit and go.
Well, he's always been like that. He's always been like that.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, come on, dude.
Well, we got the Savannah and the Atlanta mayors defying his orders from Governor Kemp for the mask mandate, for locking things down, and for the schools not being having a way around the mask. So what we can do is take our hats off to those mayors that want to keep us safe, and you know, we're gonna call it like it is when they do right, and we're gonna call it like it is when they do wrong.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing for Governor Kemp. Okay. You know, his children have privilege. And I know our good friends, some people don't believe in privilege, but you're a governor. So your child can walk into on the University of Georgia campus where she just graduated from, and by means of just the name Kemp, she ain't gonna fail no class. And I'm saying on it to say, if your child ain't in elementary school, and your child ain't in K-12, and your child go to public schools, which yours probably didn't, then stay the hell out of that damn business. I get so tired of people got so much to say when your family members and your children and your wife and your husband, your partner, they're not in that situation. So why are you talking about it? Why are you making policy that's impacting those people? And so for Governor Kemp, I just want him to have enough nuts to realize when his input is needed and when it's not.
Right.
I think you need some nut juice.
You need nut juice.
No.
He just needs some nuts.
Thank you, brother Teray. They don't know how to act.
I didn't
Y'all
do that.
be more like Teray. Y'all don't know how to
right I didn't put that up there. See my hands right here. You gotta talk to the producer.
Next subject.
Next case.
But anyway, our next subject is what do we do about the rising COVID-19 numbers? You know, and I'm going to tell a story. I got a good friend that's on the ventilator in Atlanta, Georgia, right now in the hospital. And you know, when you don't take the vaccine and then you test positive, you have to wait till you test negative before you take the vaccine. That's a warning to everybody out there. You cannot go and take it right away as soon as you find out that you have tested positive. It creates a hurricane inside you that messes you up. It's a reverse reaction. You can't take it while you have it. You got to take the vaccine while you don't have it. And so I'm praying for my a good friend in Atlanta, Georgia, and on the ventilator in Atlanta in the hospital. So that was just one of the things I wanted to say about that. You make sure if you test positive, don't go trying to take it then. Just ride it out until it leaves your body.
Well, and here's a real thing, y'all. And I've heard this from a number of people. Just imagine this morning you woke up and you going to work or your daily routine, or your child's going off to school, or your spouse is going off. And the end of that day, you realize somebody's ill. Tomorrow, they're on a ventilator. By Friday, they're dead because you didn't want to take a shot, or because you have this theory, or because you didn't want to wear a mask. It's just that real. And to think of people that what gets me is, let me go a little deeper with it. The evangelicals, the GOP, the Republicans, y'all so much about worrying about Afghanistan. You so much worried about what not to do and trying to hurt Biden. Think about your neighbor, because since you want to quote scripture to me, the scripture says love thy neighbor. So don't come at me with scripture when you want to make it work for you. Start thinking about now, because the reality of it is you could be found right now by Friday. You could be in a box because of your idiotic beliefs.
You're right.
Well, some people gonna take it, and some people are gonna weather the storm. And then they'll say that even a friend of mine got it, and then he caught it. Well, you're gonna catch it because it doesn't say that it's gonna prevent it. It's just gonna prevent your symptoms from being as severe as they should be. But to each his own. If you're healthy enough that you don't need to take it, then all hats off to you. If you're healthy, but it does attack people with certain gene makeups, with certain DNA. So I thought that's what it was at first, something to just attack people with certain gene makeups. But if you don't take it, just be careful. Wear a mask. Be careful, because we don't want you to be affected by it. And I take my hat off to anybody that's bold enough to try. So,
and then the people who, 80%, 90% of people who have the new COVID cases going on are people who are not vaccinated. And people think, like what you're saying, Brother Julius, when they try to go and say, well, somebody else, they're vaccinated, they got it. But guess what? Their symptoms have been more subdued than with regards to some other folks. And so, but the ones who are dying are predominantly the ones who were not vaccinated. So, and you can come up with all the rationales, all the excuses, and all the reasons, all the sickness, or listen to the propaganda of other people. And see, that's why, again, here goes Black folks following the propaganda from other folks. We understand about, again, the historical context and the medical apartheid. We understand that. But that was something different when we try to address some of it. So what we got to understand, like, hey, listen, you are not vaccinated. So guess what? You need to take all the precautions not to cause problems for my family members. You need to do all the issues, do all the things. Yeah, like Robert said, love thy neighbor instead of following the insanity and the propaganda of the folks.
Yeah, and what gets me while we're on it, I'm sorry, I gotta say, I get so sick of the Republicans. How the hell you gonna sit here and be against socialism and all this, but all of a sudden y'all want to do socialism with Afghanistan? Where is all of that belief and that support now when we got a crisis in America? Where was all that belief when Ahmaud Arbery was getting killed and Black folk getting murdered every day? I just want to give a shout out to our good GOP friends, especially those who want to identify as GOP and Black. Y'all help me understand it.
Shit. Facts.
Man, this is, what got me? What got me when JoJo, I call him JoJo, I guess he had his 6 months review. Be honest, I didn't even look at it, man. In Washington, it's chaos. Just like this coronavirus is just no facts, it's just chaos. And sometimes, man, you get to a point. I'm speaking for myself. I get to a point where I would go in my house, shut my damn door, cut the TV off, and just be me. I just get tired of all this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. That's what I do. Everybody can do what they want to do, but this is what I do. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear the news. I don't want to do nothing. Just leave me alone. I put my phone on do not disturb. Sometimes you need to reset and get some time to yourself. Just reset, because it'll make you frustrated. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, this is what I do. Everybody can do it different. Came here, shut my damn door, mute, and reset and get ready for tomorrow.
All right. Stay away from them Falcons games. And don't go to the Braves games either.
That's how you reset.
We got 4,000 students quarantined in Chatham County right now. 4,000 parents are sending their kids to school sick, knowing that they're sick, and they're infecting other kids. So parents, you have to have more.
They don't
care. Yeah. We got to do better. We have to.
Karen, stop sending your kids to school, Karen.
Yeah.
Boy, let me tell y'all, I had a woman named Karen at my job today acting like a damn Karen. And I was about to, I was 2 shakes away from damn telling her to shut the fuck up.
That
was you the only one on here cussing tonight.
Well, I'm just telling y'all about my day. Y'all don't want to hear about it?
But no, I got her doing all that cussing. That ain't godly. That ain't godly at all.
America after dark is
that ain't godly.
Yeah, I'm just telling y'all.
Sandra, she is a complete asshole. That's what she is.
That's what she was being. That's what she was being.
And asshole.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And I started to I'm like, listen, Karen, I got time today. For real.
You gonna say the B word. That's what you gonna say.
Yeah.
Look here. The Weeping Time Coalition. The Weeping Time. We need to do whatever we can to make sure that we are helping this cause. It is our heritage. They're trying to wipe it away, and this is how they get rid of a people. Before you know it, 100 years from now, they'll be done got rid of all of us.
Well, that's y'all black mayor. That's y'all black mayor.
No. I ain't gonna blame it on just one person. I think Reverend Small said it right a few weeks ago. Where's the black clergy? Where's the NAACP? Where are y'all? Yeah. It's a damn shame that Reverend Smalls, and I forgot the pastor he mentioned, another pastor. Come on, clergy. Where y'all at?
Pastor Gordon.
Yeah.
Yep. There's 3 pastors in there. I think they had Pastor Shaw there. They had Pastor Farrell there. They had about 4 of them. But you know, it's 1,000 of them here. Where are they at when you only got 4 or 5 coming? It's 1,000 of them there. They have been neglecting their own community forever, and God is not going to look good upon that.
This is my thing.
Those gates, or whether they go right or whether they go left.
Stop showing up when the camera's on. Show up when the camera's off sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you let Sandra and Jamar's a good friend call an event, and they all there for nothing. They go to those events whenever their favorite mayor calls an event. They're all there, but they can't come and support something that's for the entire community. Stop faking, pastors.
I'm going to say this right here. I'm not going to let you talk about my brother and my friend like that, okay? you can still go and address them, but you ain't got to bring up my brother and my friend. Mr. Producer?
Mr. Producer? Hey. That's you and Sandra. Y'all went to school with
Bernard. Right. Oh, Lord, not them two. I bet you that teacher ain't get a word in. Chandra and Teray, oh, hell no. There wasn't no learning going on there.
You know what? Listen. I was not in classes with Terrell.
Where y'all went? Savannah High?
I went to Savannah State.
Savannah State.
Sir.
Oh, Lord. Pope professor. Oh, God.
Higher learning, sir.
Pro professor. That professor, Lord.
Hey,
well, they
love me at Savannah State.
I know all the junk that really annoying.
If you got somebody that you can send,
didn't have to do too much teaching.
They meet every Sunday at 4:00 at the Solomon Temple Church on Augusta Avenue. Go by, stop by, look at it on their Facebook page and their website, the Weeping Time Coalition. We need to support it as much as we can. We got Pastor Larry Gordon and we got Pastor Leonard Small. They're doing as much as they can to make this thing stay alive. You got the Salvation Army head guy, Major Egan or whatever his name is. He's starting to go to neighborhood association meetings. Ain't never been the one before in his life. They got in there leading the prayer last night. When they really come to fool us, they trick us, and they got us helping to trick us.
That's correct.
The trickery.
You know, Bradley Plywood, you know that land, Bradley Plywood, Mr. Brad. That was my first job at Bradley Plywood. I stayed there
behind Francis Bartow.
But yeah, right there in Francis Bartow. I stayed there for 2 years. Everybody that worked there was like way older than me. They was very old folks, you know, like they say slave mentality that y'all say. They worked there, and at the end of the day, most of the people who worked there stayed there for about 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. You get sucked in there, and I got out of there. And Mr. Bradley, I remember Mr. Bradley told me when I went in, I called him Mr. Bradley back then, Mr. Bradley. I can call him something else now, but he said, I'm leaving. I said, and this happened. I said, I'm leaving, I'm going. I'm moving on. I'm going to the I said I'm going and I got another job. I'm moving on to the bank. You know what he told me? He said, you can go ahead, but you'll be back.
Ooh.
He said, you can go ahead. It's certain things that'll motivate your ass. And when I seen him maybe about 10 years after that, and I told him, I said, I'm the one that didn't come back. He said, you sure didn't. I said, bye.
Wow.
Yep. That's back then. That's how it was. You get there and you stay there for 30 years and there's no way out. But hey,
is he out of business now?
I don't. If he alive now.
No. I said the business still exists.
He's still a man.
No, I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me.
Just to put the man on out that Adams. Damn.
And they still own that land, and that land is on Weeping Time property also.
Yeah, right. Right.
And that land need to be regentified by us. Anyway. Okay, we on something I know that we fit to have a great discussion on. I skipped the subject. We'll get to that later. I was going to talk about qualifying time and program work, but we'll get to that another time. There's some things that's happening out here that I'll get with you all on later, and we'll talk about those things later. But for right now, the old days versus today's youth. The old day youth versus we the old day. Now we're talking about
ain't no we.
new day.
Shit.
Okay.
Anything born after, I think any child born after 2000, any child born after 2000 is certifiable retarded.
I
said it. I said it.
A better word like mentally challenged.
We're gonna rephrase.
Mentally challenged.
Reclaiming my time.
Well, any child born after the year 2000, after the year 1999 is certifiable mentally challenged.
Okay.
I said it.
And she got kids that were born after that.
Tell me what justify that, because they'll never turn a TV or they'll never
because you got to tell them everything step by step. They can't figure they goddamn way out of a wet paper bag.
You are absolutely correct. I got my mentee helping me hook the what was he? He was cutting my grass. And so I told him to put the boots on because the yard had done got too wet because he had to wash the lawnmower off and everything. I told him to put the boots on. He got two hands. He only using the right hand. He would, in several instances that day, several different times we were doing things, he would only use his right hand. He was struggling. He didn't know he had another damn hand.
Well,
yeah.
Boy, you got another hand.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Yeah. They're used to doing this all day with this hand.
Yeah.
They don't even realize this hand is usable.
Yeah. If you tell them to take the trash out, you got to tell them tie it off and take it all the way to the trash can and put it in the dumpster.
Yeah. We rolling on
that. What's wrong with that? You got to be thorough with your instructions.
Right.
Yeah,
Listen,
really.
Brian,
Hey, listen. We're rolling a heavy trailer back, Bernard. He got one side, I got one side. We get to the point where it go at, he dropping.
That man say he tired. I ain't here for that.
Julius, I went to a McDonald's and I ordered some food and my bill came to $10.63. And what I did, I said, here's the $10 and here's 63 cents. And the person looked up in the space for about a whole solid minute. And I'm saying, what seemed to be the problem? I say, the amount of change should be $5. And she handed me $5 back.
Y'all expecting too much. I can't add in my head. Y'all can't add. Don't run. Y'all can't add in y'all brain either. Don't play like that. I need a calculator. I'm sorry. I ain't no math major.
Just like this, she just went, "What to do now?" So I said, "The change is $5."
Boy, I'm telling you, all these kids need to be getting SSI checks right now.
Y'all just look. Y'all just mad they can use technology better than y'all. That's all that's about.
You're right. They know how to do some of that. They don't, but they don't know how to count.
They don't.
If you
have no critical thinking skills.
Now that is true. There ain't no critical thinking skills whatsoever.
If you doubt me, give them if the bill come up to a certain amount, give them a $20 bill and give them the change difference before. Once they open that cash register, they're in trouble.
And they'll be there the whole 8 hours trying to figure out the damn change.
That's correct.
But
they can do it right here all day. They can do it right here all day.
Critical. One thing, when I'm hiring people, I'm dealing with people, I'm putting together a team, I am so big on critical and analytical skills. If you don't have any analytical thinking skills, I just can't. I cannot. You got to be able to think yourself outside of a box. And if you can't do that, then
okay, here go one. I'm gonna give you a question. If I'm working for you and you turn to Charlie Brown and you say there's a snake in the room, I'm gonna show you how I think. Guess what I will do?
I'm on.
Run. Run.
Hey,
that's critical thinking. Run.
That way.
All right. I have to go and say I cannot participate with y'all in this conversation either. I don't know about my people. I can't participate with y'all.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. That's critical thinking. You can't get upset at me because I'm not going to tussle with that snake.
Watch it, Charlie Brown. Teray, I bet you this. How many times has a parent called you because you gave their child a bad grade or you were mean to them? You ain't got no parent calls yet.
No, I haven't.
Now you know, come on, man. Y'all, they will call. I mean, these are college age kids that will have their mom and daddy call, and I'm just like, you calling me because what?
Okay.
Click.
But you know what?
What is the crate challenge? I see Sheriff Grant saying. My
daughter was doing that the other night. I don't know.
Man.
You get the milk crates and you stack them up, and you gotta go up and then come down. And so a lot of people, when they're going up, they get to the top of it, they're falling down. They can't make it. So yeah, the crate challenge. Yeah, the milk crates, you stack them up. I forgot. I think it's like
Julius. I want to say it's like in the hood Olympics. That's what it is.
Okay.
Olympics.
Well,
everyone is doing it, so it's not just the black people. Everybody.
You know what the biggest problem is?
Do some down. Type of challenge.
It's a broken arm waiting to happen.
A lot of them make it up, but when they get to the top, it's coming down where the problem is at.
Man, I saw a lady literally, she broke her arm doing that job. I was like, man, wow.
The producer just showed it to me. This is a guy on a bicycle on the crate. All the way up there on milk crates.
Wow.
I'm good on that.
Remember they had the fire challenge when they were setting themselves on fire?
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with these children? Something is wrong.
I'm telling you.
Water.
No, it's not the water. It's the
people did things in the 50s.
The drugs that y'all were taking.
Pay phone booth. When they try to squeeze 50, 60 people into a payphone booth. They did crazy things way back when.
I want to ask this question to y'all. Remember back in the day when we had to fight, this is what you used. It wasn't no shooting, nothing. You used these fists and you settled that beef right then, and then y'all were friends the next day. These kids these days are just shooting each other. They don't care. The bullets don't have no names on them. They just shooting.
It's not just the kids, it's the adults. And you know, it's adults also. Everybody, it's all of us.
I'll be
Well, not
honest
doing.
with you.
Ain't all of us doing the shooting like they are. They're doing some crazy shooting. We
Well,
ain't
I'll be
fighting no more.
honest with you. When I
Well, yeah,
remember
you're
they
right.
use these
You're
right
all right
here.
about that. We not fighting no more with our hands these days. Everybody's getting a gun. You are right.
Julius,
you know why?
I remember not using these. All I remember them boys was doing this to me. Woo, 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 woo. All that swole up when I got home.
You know why? It's because the people come in our neighborhood and they don't want to mess their nails up. And they don't want to, you know, that's what it is. You got the guys getting nails done. You got the women getting nails done. They don't have time to be messing their nails up. So shit, they start. Period.
You got 7 minutes left, Julius.
And guess what? And if Bernard Brown had done this today, we would have shot Bernard Brown over there on the west side, right there. We would have shot Bernard Brown. One of us would have been packing from Jenkins. We would have shot Bernard Brown. We would let y'all know on the west side, Augusta Avenue, Bay Street, all that in Garden City. We'll let y'all know. Y'all don't mess with us like that.
Hey, I guarantee you, if y'all would have shot me then, y'all ass wouldn't even was making out that gate. Ain't that right, you wouldn't even made it out that gate.
Hey, Charlie Brown. Somebody told me I ran into somebody named Joe Green or John Green or something. Say they used to run over you every time in football on the field back in the day.
Yes. Several people, they thought I was a part of the grass. Julius, you got about 7 minutes left.
That's so sad.
We got 14 minutes left. It's 1:46 right now.
Okay, I was doing by the clock. 8:55. All right.
Oh, yeah, it's 1:46 up in the right-hand corner. I'm looking at it.
Okay.
I can't go over 2 hours, period.
You told me that, right?
Back in the day, I mean, what is some of the root causes? Judge Leroy Burke was giving a speech at the Hunger Club, and he said the worst thing that ever happened to the black community was air conditioning.
What?
Air conditioning. Yeah, he makes valid point. Air conditioning was the worst thing that ever happened because before air conditioning, Miss Sarah, Miss Barbara, and Miss Agnes sat on the front porch. And they watched those kids, and they made those kids do whatever they needed to do, and sent them home. When they got in fights, somebody came out to stop them. But since the invention of the central heat and air, nobody outside no more. Nobody to watch these kids. They running rampant all over this, doing anything they want to. So air conditioning, remember that.
No, you didn't say my air conditioning. You didn't say my air conditioning is broke at home, is it? It's hot. It's hot out there.
Somebody just broke some air conditioner just now.
Man, I hope it's not broke.
It is called integration. Integration was the issue that affected our communities. Integration.
Yep. Integration.
Because it destroyed, and that's why. So even the education of our children are no longer left with us, is other people. Yes. And that's what the folks are going to say. The people who are teaching your children essentially look at your children being enemies. So can you expect them to tell your children about their greatness? And so guess what? That's not just our children today. That's the people who went with us. We are children of integration. And look at how some of us function with regard to that. Look at how some of us disconnect from our own communities. How some of us don't even have the love for one another.
What does Robert eat?
Huh? I was eating them butter peas. Them things good, man. Look here. Side note, my mom, we have an in-home care person for mom, and I tell you, she cooks phenomenally. So I'm telling you, I'm in heaven. But anyway, side note. But you know what, Teray? One of the things we did a show on the Watchdogs this past Saturday on mentoring, and you're exactly right. There's a young lady in Athens, Georgia. I know her when I used to live with her, I know her whole family. A young lady, and she just got tired of the very thing you were talking about, and just started a mentoring program and is thriving today. And we've got to do more than that. We got to stop waiting on the next person to do it, or just relying on prayer alone. We've got to really start and sharing resources. For example, there's a kid here in Savannah who who wants to play D1 football. And so I was very clear with him. I said, if you want to play D1 football, you got to start training you got to train on your off time. You know what I did? I connected him with the coaches I know around this area. When we start getting back to that mentality that we got to start using our resources in our community and supporting one another, that's when we start seeing some change. But when we start working in silos and this mine, or you getting something I don't get, so I'm mad, that kind of stuff is not sustainable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what occurred, because again, we then turn our children over to other people to teach them, and they're not going to teach them their greatness. Then we stop shopping with ourselves. We start going downtown and out to the malls exclusively. So now we're no longer supporting businesses in our communities that supported us. Then also we begin to move out of the neighborhoods, also thinking that it was better to be around other people. And so we move out the neighborhoods. So then what happened? In these depressed areas now, guess what? You have nothing but poor people there. And then who become the role models for these poor children there? It becomes the element that is now the ones who lack understanding, the ones who engage in criminal activity. So that becomes the standard bearers for us. And so one thing, tell you a funny thing that they talk about, like in New York, they talk about how in neighborhoods in New York that you had athletes that lived in the neighborhoods, but then you also had shop owners, business owners in the neighborhood. The same thing happened in Savannah, in Cala Brownsville. You got doctors, lawyers, professors, you got teachers, you got ministers, you got working class people, you got longshoremen, all in the neighborhood, and poor people all together. So people, those children have role models. So even if it came down to it, if they needed a job, they could go to Mr. Brown, who had a grocery store. They work at Mr. A.B. Fut's store, Mr. Brown's store. And then they go and see Ms. Sergeant McKeithen, who's the professor for them, and they see him right there. And so again, Julie, just like you said, now when Judge Burke is saying, what he's saying, that again, he lost that element just in the air conditioning. It's deeper than that. So now what happened? You had the people that were in the neighborhoods, and so they had role models. So even if your father or mother may have been manual laborers, or they may have been impoverished, you still had people in the neighborhood who were stellar people that you could strive to be like, and you saw that. But now what happened when everybody's out the communities now, who do they have to look at? They have to look at other oppressed people. And so then you now got a mindset. You got people telling them that you got to jack somebody, you got to get that lick and other things like that. So that becomes the mindset. Or then if somebody snitch, then you give them some stitches. So all that comes into play, and guess none of us are addressing these people about them. When I say the people, I'm talking about the so-called leadership that's not even articulating that. That's why I say Judge Burke says something like that. Somebody should, Judge Burke, it's deeper than that. Don't you go on top of no air conditioning.
He didn't say that.
Right. But I'm just right. I'm saying I got you. But then, but some people are going to take that mindset, think, oh, it's the air conditioning. I'm like saying no. It is integration. Because guess what? When people in the civil rights movement, when they were not being arrested, who were the people that were not bonding them out of jail? It was like the Sam Williams, who had a business, the vanity shop. You had Dr. Russell Lavender. You had Dr. Lavender, the root doctor. So you had the people who were making money who were not invested back into the people in the community when they stand up for justice in the community. So tell me today, how many Black business owners are doing something like that? How many Caucasian business owners are doing something like that? Because again, I'm not putting the burden just on Black folks today, because again, we are spending our money more with them. So they have an obligation to us too, but we don't hold them accountable like that. We're going to criticize Black people all the time, but won't criticize those Caucasians who getting our monies also. Kroger's, what are you doing for us, Kroger's? What are you doing for us, Publix? What are you doing for us? AT&T, what are you doing for us? T-Mobile, what you doing for us? We spending our money with y'all, but y'all ain't doing nothing for our community.
And that's mostly because we don't ask when we need to demand for money from these people. Because we spend a lot of money with them. We got about 4 minutes left, and one of the things I wanted to talk about with the old school and new school, these kids don't give a darn about nothing either. They go out in the street with bonnets on every day. I saw a lady today walking to go pick her kid up, and the closest house or apartments was a half mile away. She done walk all the way down there in her damn pajamas and a bonnet to go pick her kids. What the hell wrong with these people?
Bonnet loud mouth.
What's a bonnet? What's a bonnet?
Well, no, I don't like them in the bonnet.
The bonnet is what they put on. They go to sleep in, or either they shower in, or whatever. I don't know. Shower.
John, you got a bonnet. Don't lie. John, a bonnet. She's sitting on it right now.
Hey.
Do I have a what?
I said you got a bonnet. You sit on it right now.
Huh. I'm fussing at one of these under 2,000. I mean these 2,000 kids.
But
See?
you know what? Hey, y'all got on the 2,000 kids. Okay, the next program, let's get the old folks. Let's get the damn old folks. Y'all got on the 2,000. Let's get on the old folks.
Yeah,
it's a lot of shit. Y'all ain't. It's a lot there. We can talk about.
Oh Lord, he about to get real on you.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all talking about the 2,000. What about y'all?
I don't want to go there because I drink prune juice. I drink prune juice every night. So I don't want to go there.
Right. So when you talk about the governor, guess who the governor is? Look at the governor. The governor's not young. When we talk about these people in leadership positions, look at who they are. They're the ones playing the role right now and mess up the policies that's destroying all of us. Look at what's happening. Because again, we got a whole. That's why I'm gonna say I don't necessarily gonna critique them. Because I look at everybody saying we all are at fault and all of us need to be elevated.
All right.
Yeah.
Because Bernard Brown, if Bernard Brown had did that to us today, we would take him out from HBJ. We would take him out today. If he did that today, I'm just saying.
Hey,
even if folks are 60 years old, we would take him out today. We would take him out. We'll take him out.
Okay, we got
y'all got my address. You got my address.
We got 2 minutes, and I think it was R. Kelly about to go to trial. They say.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, he already in trial. It's already going on.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, in New York.
All right.
I think what they got 5 women, 7 men, or something like that.
Y'all so dirty.
Man, that's a whole new.
We gonna wait. We just want, we gonna pray for him. We gonna pray for him.
Got it all in.
We gonna pray for him. You see the way of his air.
He need the prayer, the holy water.
And Dylan Roof can be sentenced to the death penalty. They say
because they don't want to.
No, they say he can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the appeal court.
They need to get on with the goddamn get on.
That's right. He premeditatedly went in there and killed 9 people in a church. He needs the death penalty.
Put him in general population. Case closed.
Now it is a couple. And I like to keep it real. I'm not against abortion. I'm not, because some people today, and especially the guy that filed that challenge against me, that's why I'm not against abortion, because I feel like he probably should have been.
Yeah.
But so I'm not against abortion. And somebody told me, say, why don't you act like you the mayor already? I ain't the damn mayor yet. I act like that when I'm the mayor. I'm coming to make change and to do something different in this city. Don't try to make me act like those little stuck-up people that always been stuck up. I'm coming for change. I'm coming to make this city better. I know they got me challenged out right now, trying to stick it to me and make sure that I don't run. But I got something for them.
But here's the thing, Julius, and my thing is, even though you're gonna win, you still are you, and that's what killed me with folk. Like, I'll give a great example. People see a pastor having a drink. He's a damn human. Pastors drink. Let's newsflash.
Yeah, they drink and they have sex.
Come on, we are going because I cannot go over 2 hours. We're at 1:58. I got to end. We'll see y'all on next Wednesday, right here on the back channel, and we'll see you this weekend on all the other shows. But I got to end this right now because I can't go over. If I go over, I can't do a repeat.
Let it go. Let it go.
I love you guys.
Love y'all too.
Love y'all. Preachers all night long.
Preachers all night long.
Preachers all night long.